Good afternoon. My name is Larry Klayman. You know me as both the founder of Judicial Watch and now Freedom Watch. I'm actually an international lawyer in addition to being self-described crime fighter for the American people, the People's Independent Council. I spent a lot of time going to school in France, working for the European Community, now it's called the European Union, in Brussels, attending the Hague Academy of International Law, and then having a lot of international clients. So I have some background in international affairs. And I have to tell you, I'm giving you this commentary today because I'm disgusted and appalled by the conduct of President Barack Hussein Obama, who throughout his presidency disparaged the United States while he was overseas with foreign powers. This time, he's not only disparaged the voters of this country, the people who voted in President-elect Trump, but he's disparaged President Trump himself, undercutting him before he even takes office January 20th of 2017. This is consistent with his two-faced conduct last week, claiming that he was going to support an orderly transition and a peaceful transition to power by President-elect Trump and his team. Instead, while doing that, he and his leftist comrades, individuals like George Soros of Media Matters, who funds Black Lives Matter and every other ultra-leftist group seeking to undermine the stability and democracy of this country, fomented riots. He encouraged that, just like he encouraged the killing of police officers and law enforcement throughout the United States by stoking a race war during his presidency. Now, President Obama finds himself in Greece. Obviously, he's going to use as much taxpayer money as he can before he leaves office to have a good time. But you know what? Good time doesn't mean disparaging this country and undercutting the president-elect. Yesterday, he gave a press conference in Greece, and he said the following. I'm going to read this to you. As you know, throughout my presidency, I'm sure as a matter of convenience, I generally haven't paid a lot of attention to the polls. If you believe that, you believe in the tooth fairy. But since your question is directly related to the notion of a rejection of my worldview, last I checked, a pretty healthy majority of the American people agree with my worldview on the whole for a bunch of things. And I know that begs the question, well, how is it that somebody who appears to have a very different worldview just got elected? As I said, sometimes people just feel that they want to try something different to shake things up. And that, I suspect, was a significant phenomenon. Then he makes this statement, which is abhorrent, which is low class, which shows that he is not loyal to this country and never has been. I do believe, separate and apart from any particular election or movement, that we're going to have a guard against a rise in the crude sort of nationalism or ethnic identity or tribalism that is to be built around, quote, us and, quote, them. And I will never apologize for saying that the future of humanity and the future of the world is going to be defined by what we have in common, as opposed to these things that separate us and ultimately lead us into conflict. What was Obama saying? What was this supporter of black Muslim separatist ideology who's done so much to divide this country? What was he saying? He was saying that the American people have no right to try to put their interests first, that they should put the interests of the rest of the world first. Well, you know what? I'm an international person. I speak French, I speak Italian, I speak some Spanish. I'm not by nature anti-immigration. I just want legal immigration in this country. I have a lot of foreign people who have been in and around me in my life. And I can tell you this disgusting comment by the president on foreign soil shows exactly who he is. It's why he took so many pains to try to destroy Israel, bring us to its knees, sign phony, life-threatening agreements with the Islamic Republic of Iran. It's why he won't call Islamic terrorism what it is. It's just workplace violence or whatever. Good riddance that this president's out of office. But I give this message to the American people. He committed a number of scandals during this administration, from Fast and Furious Gate to IRS Gate to Benghazi Gate to a host of others. He, in addition to Hillary Clinton, need to be held legally accountable. Whoever is the next Attorney General probably won't take a strong stand because everyone in Washington scratches each other's back. Certainly the Republican Congress has never done that. They spend most of their time just trying to get on Fox News. No one's been held accountable in 8 years. But you have my pledge and my commitment, as I've said before, to do everything I can, as in effect the People's Independent Council at Freedom Watch, to bring these criminals to justice. Not just Hillary Rodham Clinton, not just Bill Clinton, not just the criminals around her like Harold Ickes, like John Podesta, like Cheryl Mills and Uma Abedin, but the President Obama himself. He must be, frankly, legally put away and basically shut up so he can not harm this country any further. He's harmed it a great deal. Already there are people in the streets that he's fomented, terrorizing people, vandalizing property, in some respects killing them as a reaction to President-elect Trump being elected. You have my sacred honor and pledge that we will do everything we can at Freedom Watch. You know, my former group, they've done some good things in the last year, but they're not run by a lawyer. They don't do complex litigation. They just do basically Freedom of Information Act litigation. We will do whatever we can in the courts and legally through peaceful nonviolence to bring about justice for these traitors and criminal individuals, the Clintons and the Obamas, and George Soros's, who we've also sued in the Black Lives Matter case, to make sure that they're legally dead and buried in a court of law. And thank you for listening to me. I realize I'm a little agitated this morning, but you know what? When it comes to Obama, it just doesn't stop. Please support us at freedomwatchusa.org. We need your financial and other support to take on these very powerful criminal and destructive interests. Thank you, God bless you, and God save America.